So let me start off by saying that season 2 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians has been amazing. It's already a banger. It's truly a masterpiece in the making. And I know that's kind of a lot, especially since there's only been 2 episodes so far. The third episode comes out December 17th, which is in like 2 days. And I'm really excited. I've enjoyed the action, the performances. The actors have grown so much. Like, it's actually insane. But I've really enjoyed it so far. However, there is this tiny little flaw that the show continuously has. Like, I genuinely thought that it was going to get better because they had the same problem in season 1. But it didn't get better. It's still prevalent in season 2. And that is, this show, it is constantly explaining everything to us and not showing us anything. It is wild to me. Like, and the dialogue is questionable as well. But I'm gonna stick to my original thought that they need to stop explaining everything to us and start showing us things. For example, the whole situation with Tyson. Season 2, episode 1, as soon as they open up, like literally opening credits, Tyson is already living with Percy and his mom. How? Like, what? And they explained it to us that Percy's mom met Tyson in a homeless shelter and she just decided to take him in. However, she knows that he's a Cyclops. Like, she can see that he only has one eye, which I'm also confused about. How could she know that? And I'm sure some of the book readers have the answer to that question, but as viewers who've only watched the show or didn't read the books, that doesn't make any sense. How can she see that he's a Cyclops when she herself is only a human as far as we know? You get what I'm saying? Like, that already off rip didn't make any sense. But either way, Tyson is already living with Percy and his mom, and I wish they would have showed us Percy's mom meeting Tyson in a homeless shelter. I feel like that would have been a great storyline, or at least a great episode to watch. Same thing with Annabeth. Annabeth was describing how she didn't like the mundane human living, like going to the movies, things that Percy likes to do. She said she didn't like it. And I kind of wish we would have saw that in the show, but we didn't. And don't get me wrong, we didn't see that in the movies either, so I can't blame them. But I feel like, wasn't this what the show was intended for? I could be wrong, but I thought the point of the show was to expand on the things that they didn't do with the movies, which was a lot, by the way. The show definitely has exceeded expectation. I feel like they've definitely did a lot of things more book accurate, but they've failed in a lot of ways too. They're not showing us things that they definitely should be showing us. And like I said, they're explaining everything. Stop telling me why, like, how the characters feel or how they ended up in this place. I mean, to a degree, the characters should tell us how they feel, but I also want to live through it with them. But we can't, because they're skipping through a lot of big major parts of the book, in my opinion, or parts of their lives. Like, it's wild to me. And I do understand to some degree, maybe they're trying to rush through the seasons because the kids are getting so much older. But then at the same time, it's like, well, why even bother making the show? Like, I don't get it. But that's just like one little complaint that I have. Like I said, with the dialogue, I do think the dialogue is a little somewhat immature, but these are children, so I can give them grace when it comes to that. But I cannot turn away from the fact that they kind of just skip ahead for a lot of things. Like, I don't like that they do that. I want them to change that, please. I'm hoping that it gets better throughout the season as the season continues. Hopefully it does. Hopefully they start showing us a lot. Even when I think back to season 1, when Percy was using his powers, we didn't see it that much. Like, yeah, we saw it that one time when he fought Ares. But outside of that, I don't feel like we saw him do anything, really. I mean, even that one time he saved Annabeth, we didn't even see anything. The screen turned black. And that's another thing. Now I'm going on a rant. That's another thing. Why do they do that? I feel like that's, when they make the screen go black to cut to the next scene, that reminds me of cable. I feel like that's what cable used to do when it was about to go to an ad. So it's like, why if this is a streaming platform, why are you cutting the scenes like that? Like, I don't know. I feel like I think that there are better ways to transition to the next scene without just cutting it black like that. They did it a lot. And mind you, this show, I mean, it is like 40-ish minutes. It might be a little longer, but it's around 40 minutes, or 40 minutes exactly. So I don't think that they need to have like 10 black cut screens for a 40-minute show. But I could be wrong. You know. It's just my opinion.